Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Kimbaskrafts. My name is Kim, and if this is your first time stopping in and checking out one of my videos, I hope you enjoy what you hear and see. We are here to do a whip and chat, and that just simply means that I am going to work on one of my whips, one of my work in progresses, WIP. And while I do that, I'm going to chat. I'm going to chat with you guys. I'm going to give you some updates, let you know what's going on in the life of Kimba. And, I mentioned my usual suspects, the Moogs, Moogie Bear, and all that good stuff. So what we have here is I have you set up like this just so I could go over all of my things and what I'm using, and then we'll go ahead and zoom in on the actual square we're going to work on today together. But I do have my, this is my Captured by Radiance. It is an Andrian Chesterman piece called Puppies and Butterflies. It is an 80 by 60. So it is on the larger side, which is just my MO. That is my usual, I tend to work on larger projects. I like complicated things. So I did kit this up in my tray tower system. There were 47 colors, and I usually will kit up every single color, but this time I did not. I actually didn't kit up any of my special drills that I'm using. All of those I did not kit up at all. So yeah, I actually didn't kit up these guys at all. So these are all from DP with sparklers. And these are all the special drills that I'm using. 743 AB, 371 crystal, 905 AB, 152 pixie dust, 208 crystal, 334 AB, 703 pixie dust, and 676 AB. And I put their symbols on here. So, yeah, I know, whatever. I actually think I need to do something else because I haven't memorized them yet. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll actually make a little post-it note with them on there. So I know C, V, 9, Y, K, 4, 7, J. And I'll leave that here too, so I can see exactly what these are, just in case. But again, these aren't kitted up, so if I can't find them in the tray tower system, then I know that they're over here anyway. So okay, let's see what else. All right, so this is how I section off my diamond paintings with washi tape, and this is the washi tape I'm using. I think I got this from I want to say I got this from Hobby Lobby. I'm pretty sure I got this from Hobby Lobby. Like, I physically went into a store for once in my life, like a big girl, and didn't order off online. And so I section it off, so I make a row, and then whatever I feel like I can do in the time that I have, I'll make a square. And this is the square that I've made. So we'll go ahead and then I just cut along the bottom here, along the washi tape. This is called a pen ceramic knife. And it has a very, 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 very tiny bleed. I'm not saying you can't cut your canvas, but like you need to be using some Hulk strength, I think, to cut your canvas. Now, this is extremely old. I mean, like, this is, I got a set of 2, and when I first started doing this whole washi tape system, I bought a set of 2 off of Amazon, and I'm literally still using my first set of 2. And this has been well over a year, maybe even 2 years ago that I started doing this, and I have not changed these guys out. So I can push pretty hard. I'm guessing if they're brand new, they're probably a lot sharper. So just be careful. But like this cover sheet is extremely thin. It's on the thinner side. I like a thicker cover sheet, but because I can't stand the crinkle, which is why I went to this system. But that being said, it's, you know, it's not, just be careful. But it's pretty safe. And then in this is my pen. It's from Penturningz. Isn't it cute? I love this pen. I actually really look at the crystals. I mean, the crystals, the glitter in it. It's so pretty. Guys, I'm thinking about going back to the nail salon. Like, I have time to do that. But I'm so sick of doing the stickers, and I don't like the way they're not meh. All right. I have metal pen tips in here. And in here I have a glue dot. They're over there. And then in here I have Joy's Putty. Joy's Putty, guys. Keeping it simple. Tested and approved for ABs. True story. Hey, look, there's my thumbprint. Half sugar cookie. It smells really good. And this stuff is my absolute favorite putty ever. I have tried a couple different companies, and I am obsessed with this. And it will be my goal to have every flavor eventually. I haven't really been buying diamond painting things right now, but yeah, I love her. I mean, if you don't have any, I highly recommend. It's very reasonably priced, and I highly recommend trying it. Just give it a try, because literally I have one pen. It's all I need. I don't need to change my putty out at all for ABs or any of these drills. Like, I just keep it going. It doesn't stop. It's beautiful. I love it. Okay. So, and then I have my little, I want to give a shout out to, so this is Penturningz is where I got my pen, but Leopard Leather Works, they also do pens, and they do these trinket trays, which is super cute. It has these, look how pretty that is. So I have been utilizing this, as you can see, by keeping these here. And then one of my subs, I actually have my peanut lid here, but Miss Gloria. I don't know why I just called you Miss Gloria. I'm probably older than you. I always do that, though. Bob's like, why are you? And people probably think I do it because I think I'm younger than them. I live in a retirement community. More than likely, I am younger than them because I'm not 50 yet. But I do it because, like, when I'm introducing my dog, I act like my dog is my kid, right? And I'm like, Moogie, say hi to Miss Kathy. So I'm like talking, and Bob's like, you don't need to call her Miss Kathy. And I'm like, yeah, I know. But it's like I'm talking about my kid. So if it was my kid, I would say hi to Miss Kathy. You know what I mean? I don't know. I do it a lot. And my kids are in their 20s. I don't have any excuse. I don't have toddlers. Like, if I had toddlers, I still say potty. I just, you do those mother things that you just don't grow out of. So anyway, my sub Gloria sent me this. She made this resin trash drill tray. So cute. So that's what I have for that. And then here's my timer. So I'll go ahead and click that to go. So actually, that's all of my things. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set myself up now to actually diamond paint and zoom you guys in better. And then we'll get to chatting. All right. Okay. Hold on a second. All right. I think I'm at a good place here. So I actually had these trays pulled back a little bit. I'm just going to pull them a little forward and send this here. All right. I have my coffee. I have it in a Halloween mug that says Witch's Brew because I think my daughter is emptying the dishwasher. Like, all my mugs were dirty. Not dirty, they were clean in the dishwasher, but I was just being lazy. Guys, it's been a minute. I know I haven't been like posting any videos or anything. And it's just because like I've been so busy in this past week or whatever. It's just been unusual for me. And it does, I don't know, to me, I think I sound like I have sleep in my voice because I was sleeping. I took a nap. And I actually went to bed I was just like, Bob went to bed and he's like, let's go to bed. And I was like, you know what, that sounds like a good idea. I'm just going to go to bed. I was going to get up and do a video and diamond paint, I thought. And then when he said that, I was like, yeah, let's just go to bed. And then of course I got into bed and I couldn't sleep. So then I thought, I'm just going to diamond paint. I'm not going to do a video because I'm so tired, but I'm not tired enough to sleep now because I just took a nap. But then when I got in here, I was like, you're going to do a video. So I haven't done a whip and chat with this project. And so, so this is release paper. It's double-sided. If you're new to diamond painting, just be careful because some release papers are paper on one side, and you can cause issues if you stick the wrong side down. And then some release papers are double-sided, so you can stick either side down. If it's a printed image on the release paper, then you can't put the printed image side down because it would be the paper side. So just keep that in mind. So anyway, this is how if a lot's not finished on the square, but I need to get up, and I like to bring my drills closer to what I'm working on, I'll throw down a piece of release paper so I can lay my tray on it and my tray doesn't stick to the canvas. I hope I can, I can't really see, so I can't get my head all the way up there, so I hope I'm aligning these up right. But yeah, so I'm on vacation. Wait, this doesn't look right. If I'm looking at the drills above it, then I'm like way off. There we go. That's better. I'm on vacation finally. Like, technically my vacation started yesterday, but I still had work I had to do yesterday, and then I had work today. And you're like, well, how did your vacation start if you had work? Yeah, I know. No, so technically my vacation started yesterday, but I work in the ICU at a local hospital here. And when you work in the hospital, you have to be obviously what is that called? Oh my gosh. CPR, you know, you have to be certified in CPR, obviously. But if you work in a critical care area, then you have to be certified in ACLS, which is just advanced, basically advanced CPR. And CPR and ACLS are both due for renewal every 2 years. And it was my year to renew my ACLS. And then, you know, when you work in a hospital, they require you to do yearly competencies. And most of it is on the computer, but some of it is like a skills day that you have to go in for. And even though, for some reason, even though the competencies are not due until October 31st, the last skills day that you could do was today. So I had to do that. And my ACLS, the renewal was due by August 31st. So I banged it out in one day. But so for the ACLS, you have to do a pre-course. So you have to, it used to be you had to go in and it was like, it used to be like a 2-day, I think it was a 2-day renewal course. I can't remember. I've been doing this for so long too. But now they let you do part of it at home. And that part of it at home is watching 4 hours worth of videos and then doing quizzes. And so I did that, of course. I did that last night. So I was up till 1 in the morning doing that. And then for the skills day, there's like all these videos and tests and stuff that you have to do. And a majority of it, even though the hospital deadline for it to be completed is October, in order to do the skills day, which the last day was today, this is so, I think, weird. The last class available was today. And you basically had to have almost all of your competencies done in order to go to skills day. So I'm like, why don't you just make the deadline today then? Like, it's a false sense of you have until October. Because you don't. If you have to have all that done in order to do skills day, then, and the last class of skills day is available at the end of August, then it's technically you have till the end of August. I feel like that's like some kind of political campaign maneuver. But anyway, so of course I wasn't done all of those requirements either. So I was up till 1 in the morning doing my skills day, finishing up whatever I needed to have done in order to go to skills day. And then I had to do my ACLS pre-course work. And then I went to sleep at 1, and I had to be up by 6 a.m. because skills day was at 8. So, you know, I got up, I showered, I ate breakfast, I packed a little lunch or whatever, and then I ran over to the hospital I did my skills day. It ended a little early, so I was able to run home. And I just ended up eating at home. And then I did like close my eyes for like 20 minutes. And then I ran back out and I did ACLS. And then when I got home, I actually did diamond paint just a minute and finished that last square of this, the last square on the first row of this, which I posted tonight on Instagram. And then when I was done that, I was like exhausted. I was so tired. And so I went and I fell asleep on the couch. And here we are. But that's just the last 2 days. So it's Tuesday, right? So Monday, so I worked Saturday and then Sunday into Monday morning. And then when I woke up, I actually wanted to take my dog because I haven't spent any time with her. Now she's Bob's dog again. She's very much conditional. Conditional love. Her love is conditional. It's like whoever's been taking care of her is who she's like following around and stuff. So now she's Bob's dog again because I had to work Tuesday and Wednesday night. So I did spend time with her Thursday. And then Friday, he spent more time with her. And then Saturday I worked. Sunday I worked. And then yesterday, you know, I did take her to the... I didn't take her to a dog park because she's been limping, like on and off. Bob took her to the dog park one day, and this big dog, like, ran at her and kind of, like, crashed into her just out of excitement. And, like, body slammed into her, and he said when she got up, she was limping. Well, she's been limping on and off, so then it was, oh, she shouldn't go to a dog park. We gotta, like, let her rest. And this has been going on for a while now. This happened last week. So I just took her to a regular park and walked her around just to get her, you know, out. And she got to see people and got her out of our neighborhood. And it's funny, she's not limping all the time. Like, we would have taken her to the vet. It comes and it goes, and it's, I don't even know if it's limping, because half the time I'm like, I don't think she's limping. I think she's like, what is it called? I think that's just the way she walks, because she walks, like, she waddles sometimes. She's got like a strut. I don't know, but anyway. I forget what I was saying. Yeah, so last week was, I worked 3 days last week, and normally I work 2, but I worked 2, was off 2, and then worked 2. So they were kind of close, not used to it. And then the past 2 days dedicated to this, getting this education done. Now I have nothing to do for work. I'm on vacation. And I initially thought, oh, maybe I'll pick up like a 4-hour here or there if they need people. But my goal is to not go into that hospital and to just enjoy my time off, you know. That's my goal. Now, Bob turns 60 on Thursday, and I didn't plan anything for it. Is that horrible? So I didn't plan anything for it because, I mean, I threw him a huge, I've talked about this before, but like I threw a huge 50th birthday party for Bob. I spent a lot of money on it. It was a surprise. He had no idea that it was happening. I had linens from New York flown in on a private jet. No, delivered, and I like covered the chair. It looked like a wedding reception. That's my friend was like, you had a wedding reception for your husband. You know, I had as many people at his birthday party as we did our wedding. We had 60 people at our wedding. There were 60 people at his birthday party. I had a huge, like 3-tiered cake. I had, maybe it was 2-tiered. It was either 2 or 3-tiered cake. I had a DJ, a photo booth. I had it catered, and then we had people cutting up the, what's it called? We had like prime rib or roast beef, or I think it was prime rib, and we had a carving station for it. It was such a great party. But anyway, I did all that, and his family from Florida flew in. His brother and wife from Virginia came up. Like, his whole family was here. It was a lot of fun. His oldest brother did a roast for him. Like, it was so much fun. But, you know, I am, and then this year is his 60th. And I thought about just doing like a family barbecue like I did for my daughter. But honestly, we just, even after my daughter's party, we spent more money in the backyard. We put up, he put up a pergola. And so I just, honestly, we've spent so much money on this backyard. I mean, thousands of dollars. And all within the past 3 months that I am like not spending any money. And, you know, he loves it out there. He sits out there every day. He was out there today. My daughter went away, and for her, she brought a gift home for him, and it was a book. Get this, the bookstore that she got it at, this is such a cute idea. They have the books wrapped in tissue paper, and on the tissue paper it says like what kind of book it is. So like his was like thriller, like I didn't see it because he ripped the tissue paper off. It said something like thriller, like horror thriller or something like that. And she's like, oh, perfect. And you have no idea what book you're getting. Like, you buy this, you buy it based on the description, but you don't know what the book is. And so she gave it to him. She had no idea what book it was or what it was about or anything. You know, it was a surprise. He didn't know that. He thought she put that on there. I was like, no, she told me that, you know, that's how the bookstore was. What a great concept. I think that's such a cute concept. She was in the Outer Banks. So I don't know if you're familiar with the Outer Banks. Maybe you know what store that was. But he read it in a day. He sat out there with the dog and he read the book. And now he's like really into, he's a fast reader, so now he's like really into reading, and he wants to get more books because he just enjoys sitting out there so much. And we haven't even really enjoyed the fire yet. So, because it has a like a propane fire pit. But anyway, so yeah, we're just gonna go out to dinner because, you know, I went to the funeral, which is part of the reason why I had to work during the week, because I had off last weekend for my friend's son's like celebration of life. It wasn't a funeral, it was a celebration of life. And he was young, he was only 25. And while we were there, I was saying to one of my friends, not his mom, I told her, you know, I had on these pair of heels, and I said to her, I was like, you know, I bought these shoes for my uncle's funeral, and this is the third time I'm wearing them, and it's the third funeral I'm wearing them to. And then I told her, I said, Bob and I have gotten dressed up 4 times this year, and they were all for funerals. And so he said to me, you know, I heard you say that to so-and-so, and we should get dressed up and go out to dinner for my birthday. Because, yeah, the only time I get dressed up now is for funerals, which is pretty sad. So that's our plan. Our plan is to go to dinner for his birthday. And then I said to him, well, I could, you know, plan something for Sunday where we do cake for you with my family. And he was like, no, please, I don't need any of that. Like, I don't want to do any of that. So he's like, dinner's fine, dinner's perfect. And so that's what we're gonna do. I need more coffee. I hate it when I'm like this. I wanted to tell you guys, this happened a while ago, but I keep forgetting to tell you. It was the weirdest thing. I mean, it was so bizarre and gross. So we had Moogie outside, and Bob was walking with her. And he was barefoot in the grass. And I was walking, but you know, he had her leash, and we were in our yard, our front yard. And all of a sudden, he was like, what the heck? And I look over, and on his, he was wearing shorts. You know, this was back when it was like, I mean, we're kind of there again. Tomorrow it's supposed to be 97 degrees out. Like, I'm so over, like, the extreme heat. Really, I am. But I look, he's like, what the heck? I look over, and there's something like orange and red splashed up his calf. And he's like, what the heck is this? And I was like, where did it come from? Like, he's like, I just stepped on something and it squirted up my leg. I was like, I was so grossed out, guys. I was like, what? I'm like, he's like, well, he's like, can you, and you know, he had the dog's leash. He's like, can you go get something to clean this off? And so I run in the house, and no lie, I grabbed like Lysol wipes and I brought it out, and he's like, you know, what are you, like, looking at it? And I was like, I have no idea. Just don't come near me. Honestly, you want to know what I thought? I thought he stepped on like a huge caterpillar or something, and that was like the caterpillar's guts. I had no idea what the heck to think. And like, you know, he cleans off his leg and his foot, and you know, we keep talking about it. We're out there, and he's like, I need to know. Like, he goes over into the grass and he sees like this little like remnants of like yellow and red there, and he's like, I need to know what it is. Like, I need to know what the heck I stepped on. And so then I started thinking, like, is it some kind of like weird mushroom or something? Like, what the heck was that? You want to know, he went and got like one of those gardening spades. He got one of those gardening spades. He came over and he dug it up. It was an egg, guys. Like, it was like a half buried egg, like a full size egg. I mean, it looked like I went into my fridge and I half buried an egg in my yard. It was so weird. And but it was, I don't even know. So we're like, what the heck? So the only thing I said was, I was like, well, we have all these, I mean, I haven't been seeing them as much, but we had a ton of turkey vultures. Like, at some points, there would be like 15 of them on our roof alone. It was crazy. And I said, you know, the only thing I think of is, you know, what if like a squirrel or something stole one of their eggs, and I don't know, like, and buried it? I mean, would a squirrel do that? I don't know the habits of squirrels enough to know if that even makes sense. All I know is that was weird, like really weird, and gross. And we still have no idea what kind of egg it was, like why it was buried, half buried in our front yard. It was so bizarre. And, you know, thank God it was Bob and not me that stepped on it. Because I seriously, if I stepped on something and that stuff splashed on my leg, the neighbors would have come out thinking that I got hit by a car or something, because I would have been screaming. That was so gross. I was like, get away from me. Not helpful in an emergency situation at all. I was like, ah, what is that? Yeah, it was very, very bizarre. And I'm trying to think of all the things that I've been wanting to tell you guys. Well, first of all, I'm going to insert a video here. I took Moogie to the park, and I have the cutest video of her with this stick. So I'm going to play it now, and I'm going to play the real sound to it because there's no copyright worrying about anything like that. So I'm going to play the real sound to it. So enjoy this video. Is that your stick? Moogs, look at that big stick. What's that big stick? Here, let mommy throw it. Ready? 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 You're so funny. You get a big stick. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, it was so funny because, so what happened was I took her to the park, and we went down to the water. This park is the one that has water. Like, I take her to so many parks now, but this particular one is the one that has water, and there wasn't any dogs down there. So she was just kind of like walking around like, what do I do? So I happened to not bring any balls or anything to throw because there's always usually a dog or two down there. So I was really kind of surprised. And so I just went into like the brush area, and I was looking for a stick, and that's the only one I could find. So it was huge, right? So I pull it out and I throw it for her, and so she started chewing on it. And the funny thing is I always told Bob, like, when I would watch, before we got her, and I would watch all these Roddy videos, I would see them carrying like tree trunks on their walks and stuff, like just walking with a tree trunk in their mouth. And I used to say to him, I hope our Roddy does this. So I took a video of her with it, and I showed it to Bob, and he's like, well, you got your Roddy with the big stick. Yeah, she's so cute. But one day I took her to the dog park. Well, and I took her to a dog park, and they told me about another dog park. So the next day I was like, let's go check out this. So I'm kind of learning when there's people at what dog park at what time, because like not all of them have people at any given time, you know. So I'm learning which ones to go to in the morning versus which ones to go to in the afternoon versus which ones to go to in the evenings. And so I'm like kind of checking them all out. I was kind of checking them all out, and then so I was at one dog park, and they told me about another dog park that I had no idea existed. So one day I was like, okay, let's go for a ride. So I took her for a ride, and we went over to this new dog park just to check it out. I just wanted to see what it was all about. And there was one lady in there with a dog, and she tells me that her dog doesn't really like to play. He just likes to sit there, and I'm just like, okay. So but while we were sitting there talking, she was like, if you're looking for a busy dog park, there always tends to be people at such and such. And I was like, I didn't even know they had one. So then she's trying to explain where it is, and I look it up and I find it. And so we actually left there and went to this other dog park that I now just heard of, and there were people there. So she played there for a little bit. And so I've been taking her, like rotating her, well, not in the past over a week now because of this limping thing, but tomorrow I'm going to take her somewhere, because I don't think she's been limping. And I think she misses playing with, I say to her, playing with her people. I'm like, you want to go play with your people? So I'm gonna take her somewhere tomorrow. I haven't really been able to spend, you know, a lot of time with her with my schedule. So I was just, you know, at the skills day, and one of the nurses there, she took a job for a company working from home, and she loves it. It's like a hospital at home type job where she monitors, you know, their equipment and stuff from home. And I was talking to her about that quite a bit. I don't know, it sounds like a great gig. You know, I was talking to Bob about it because I was like, oh, are they expanding? She's saying that they're expanding and they're going to be hiring more people and blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. I don't know. My problem is this. I really like if I'm staying in the hospital, I like the position I have, which is Baylor, which is, you know, I only work 3 days and I get paid for, I only work 2 days and I get paid for 3. And I work every weekend, which is fine. But, you know, if I give that up, somebody's going to be on it in a heartbeat. You get it through seniority, yada, yada, yada. And the fact that I got it at all, I don't even know how I got it, but I was lucky. And so, you know, if I leave, I better like where I'm going, because if I come back, it'll be back to a full-time position, 3 days a week, you know, every third weekend. And I'm spoiled now. I don't want to do that. So it's like I have to know that I'm not gonna come back. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a lot of decisions. I mean, not that there's even a position available right now, but, and it is a little bit of a pay cut. So I would stay as per diem at the hospital. And, you know, I would just pick up, I could even just do like 2 shifts a month and make up the money for that I'm losing. The nice thing about this position that this girl has is, because, you know, most work at home positions are 5 days a week. This one is 3 12s. So she only works, you know, 3 days a week from home. It sounds very tempting. I don't know. She loves it. She's like, I think everyone should be able to work from home. I was like, okay, well, what's the one thing you hate about that job? And she's like, honestly, like, she's like, I'm not going to say that there's not days where I'm just like, I should just be working in the hospital because I get frustrated. She's like, but then I think about it and I'm like, no, you don't know what you're talking about. so behind on videos, guys. I know everyone's waiting for me to start my Heaven and Earth designs. I had to show you guys that project because I'm so excited about it. And I want to kit it up. I'm going to do it. Definitely going to kit it up on my vacation. I already know what I'm going to kit it up in. So I'm really excited about getting that done. But I'm not starting it, I don't think. I mean, we'll see how squirrely I feel. My plan was not to start it until I finished the Dreamers designs. Now, I'm a week behind on the Dreamers designs because obviously last week I wasn't able to really do anything. So now that I'm on vacation, I might be able to catch up on my Dreamers designs like I did in the past and just do 2 weeks worth of squares in 1 week. If I can do that. Bob is also on vacation. So, you know, he's going to be with the dog a lot this week. Next week, I'm still on vacation. You know, I don't go back to work until not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. But Bob is working next week, so most of those days. So I might utilize the rest of this week and really get some diamond painting and videos done. Because next week I'll be pretty busy with the dog. I think I might do that. Now, I'm really excited to see how this all works up, this particular canvas here. I do feel like it's a little gappier than I'm used to or like. That being said, I know that this is, because I got this like, it kind of like over a year ago. Closer to when Captured by Radiance first, you know, opened. And I know that this is not the same supplier. I'm pretty sure that they're not with the same supplier anymore. Now they're doing a lot of hand rendering. I don't think all of their canvases are hand rendered, but I know a lot of their new releases are. And then they did do a re-charting of one of their older ones. I think it's like Turtle Cove or something like that. So they are starting to hand render some of their canvases. This was definitely not hand rendered. And I think that their supplier is different as well. Also, and I'm not going to be using them in this square, but a couple of the sparklers I got, I feel like are like, they seem smaller on the smaller side, especially the blue, I think it's 334. Yeah, this one. These, for some reason, I feel like they fit, like they're a little smaller. So there's a little more gapping around them. But that being said, when the light is off, it doesn't appear that way. For any of it, it all does come together nicely, you know, when you're looking at it from the distance that you should be looking at it. But interested to know, like the Unicorn Love, how those squares are, because I'm pretty sure it's a different supplier. So I know that they're constantly working on upgrading their products. Like every time I talk to the ladies, you know, they really work hard to, you know, improve anything that they get feedback on and stuff. So this is an older one. It is, well, last time I looked, it was on sale. It was like 50% off. I'm still, you know, I mean, for $30 some dollars, it's still an enjoyable. It's been an enjoyable experience. I'm super excited to see how the rest of the render is. Let's just put it that way. But I'm trying to think, what else did I want to tell you guys? Oh, remember I was talking to you about Social Security, and I was saying how that maybe, you know, Bob will take it early and, you know, retire at 62, because that's the earliest you can take Social Security. Well, I did some number crunching. Now, if you're very familiar with Social Security, you know, feel free to give me some free advice. But I'm going to tell you what I came up with. I came up with that it is worth him taking it at 62. I told him, listen, 2 years, retire. Because he turned 60 this year. I said, you know, work 2 more years and then retire. And you can make up to, I think, $23,000 a year and it not affect your Social Security as far as taxing and all that goes. Anything above that, then it affects your Social Security and like how much taxes are taken out or something like that. Now, I am not in a state that doesn't tax. See, these are all the things that you need to think about when you're getting ready to retire. I personally am not getting ready to retire, but that being said, I'm gonna show you guys why I told him that. All right. Let me get some paper. All right. Let me show you something. So, let me get a pen. They said that, oh, I need a calculator. Oh, I have my computer right here. Calculator. CA. Calculator. Okay. So, they said that if he started taking his Social Security benefit at 62, I think it was like $2,300 a month. This is an estimate, okay? But if he waited till he was 70, it was like $3,900 a month, which is a huge difference, right? So at $2,300 a month, that's $27,600 a year. However, at $3,900 a month, it's $46,800. But let me show you something, guys. So let's take it to, he's 80 years old. So that's actually 18 years to get to 80, but only 10 years from 70, right? So that means that $27,600 times 18 years. That's 62 at 18 years gives you $496,800. Okay. Now, let's say he waited till he was 70, so he made $46,800 a year times 10. That's so 70, 10 years. That's $468,000. So literally, so this is at 80. So at 81, so if he, at 81, this would be $514,800. At 81, this would be $496,800 plus $27,600. I'm trying to see when hold on, I'm just crunching a couple more numbers here. Okay. So this is at 81 and this is at 82. This is at 81 and this is at 82. So it won't be until 82 years old that he lost money from taking it at 62. Does that make sense? Because at 81, at 27,600, total, it's 524,400. At 81, at 3,900, it's only 514,800. So let me write this. Because remember, you're getting an extra 8 years and you're still accruing every year. So if you were to take it at 62 years old versus 70 years old, okay? It's $2,300 a month versus $3,900 a month, which is $27,600 a year, which is $46,800 a year. At 80 years old, you would get $496,800. At 80 years old, you would get $468. At 81, it's $524,400, $514,800. At 82, it's $552,561. So 62 years old versus 70 years old, taking your Social Security, $2,300 a month, $3,900 a month. In a year, he's going to get $27,600, $46,800. At 80 years old, he would have accrued, if he took it here, $496,800. At 80 years old, if he waited till he was 70 to get the more money, he would only have accrued $468,000. At 81, $524,400. At 81, $514,800. Finally, at 82, you're seeing the benefit of waiting till you're 70. 82 years old. I mean, that he makes it to 82. But, like, you could wait till 70 and, something happens. Like, I just, at 82 years old, like, I'll be 70. So we'll have my Social Security. Like, if you don't have it figured out by 82, you did something wrong anyway, I feel like. So that's my 2 cents on it. That's what I told him to do. I said, listen, you've had a rough few years, multiple surgeries. Yeah, he still has issues. Work till you're 62. Take that Social Security. And, I got you. So I'll keep working. I'll have the benefits, and then when I turn 65 and I can get Medicare, I'll retire. So my goal is, honestly, I'm putting a lot of money into my 401k, but my goal is to really not have to utilize the 401k, because I really like to leave it to the kids, if possible. Bob and I are very simple. We don't need a lot. We don't, we're doing all the work on the house now. I'm hoping by the time I retire, we own the house outright. It's all fixed up, and then when we pass on, the kids, all of our kids, our 3 kids, will have the house to sell and, profit from, and the 401k. So that's my goal. Because honestly, I don't have life insurance. I get a lot of life insurance through my job. God forbid anything happens to me now. But I just don't want to pay into a policy that, I'm going to have to be paying $500, $600, $700 when I retire. I'm not interested in doing that. So I'm hoping to have a decent amount in my 401k to leave. That's my goal. I don't know. If you're a retirement finance person, what do you tell your people? Don't take it early. I think that that's the best plan for us. But, and, he's like, and then he can still work, because he can make up to $23,000. But, just something light, something a couple of days a week, if that even, nothing crazy. So, and sometimes I think, well, I would leave the state if both my kids left the state. I would probably try to follow one, but I would hope that one of them would move to a state where they don't tax retirement. there's states that don't tax like 401k withdrawals. Not that like I said, I hope to not have to use it, but if I did have to use it, it'd be nice to not be taxed on it, because then, you know, you could withdraw less. And not be taxed on Social Security. We were looking all those states up. Closest to here is Delaware and Maryland. Georgia's another one. Arizona. I'm kind of feeling like I prefer colder weather. I just like to be in sweatpants and hoodies and I don't know, like sweaters, and it's like my comfort. So it's my 30th reunion coming up, apparently. And I'm not gonna go. I really have no interest in going. But it was funny because when it was like my 15th or my 10th, I can't remember which one, but I went to a couple of them, but one of them that I went to, I was still very young. I had my kids, because I had my kids young. I did have my kids, and I remember one of the girls that I graduated with, I wasn't friends with her. She was like always popular and all this stuff, was saying that she had lived in Japan and she lived here. I think she does something for politics. And she was saying that she lives in, I want to say, she said Ecuador. And so she, you know, she wouldn't be able to make it to the reunion or something like that. And I remember when I was younger and I heard that, and I felt kind of jealous. And I was like, wow, she's like really living. And it's so funny how different, how much you change, you know, because now I heard that and I was like, ugh. Like, I don't know, like, for me, like, I would hate to be traveling like that and, like, moving my life all the time. I don't know, it just sounds so, that's so not interesting to me at all. Getting to know a new place, and I was just like, ugh. Like, good for you. No envy here. That sounds awful. And I was thinking about it. I was like, it's so funny how different, you know, when you get older, you know, and what interests some people and doesn't interest others, and, you know, but I don't know. Does that sound exciting to you guys? I mean, for me, I'm like, sometimes I'm like, we should have moved into one of the bigger homes here. Maybe we should look into selling this one and moving down the road into a bigger one. Like, every once in a while, I think that. Mostly because I feel like, well, you know, right now it's 3 people living in this house. You know, eventually my daughter will move out and venture out on her own. And then we'll have her room and her closets and stuff. So this isn't like a forever situation, but, you know, I do feel like we outgrow the space a lot. And even just the thought of moving down the road, I'm just like, nah, forget it. I couldn't imagine like moving to another country. No, forget it. But, you know, to each their own. To her, my life would probably be like, oh my God, this is what she does. She sits here and puts little things on a thing and talks to herself. Yes, and I'm quite happy. Oh my God. So funny how different people are. I don't know, it's like, I don't know, I think about that a lot. Like, whenever I listen to, like, Elon Musk, and I think about the things that he does and, like, the companies he's running, and, you know, I mean, and then I'm like, God, you know, what would he say about me doing that? He'd be like, why are you spending your time doing that? Like, it's so funny. I think when you think about, you know, and then you think, you remember as a parent, you know, how many times do you think you told your kids, like, stop playing so many video games, you're wasting your time and rotting your mind and blah 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 blah. And then you look at these YouTubers that just sit there and play video games, and they're making millions. I mean millions. Right? It's like, wow. I mean, I could, for millions of dollars, I'll sit and rot my mind. Give me a controller. Oh. Like, who would have thunk it? And it's funny because, like, my son came over and he was playing one of them. And my son is, you know, in his 20s, and he still enjoys watching these guys too. And it's not just, you know, it's that whole generation, right? Bob works with kids my son's age, and he knows some of the YouTubers that my son talks about because all the guys at work watch them. And I'm like, that's so interesting. Like, maybe I should start playing video games and stop diamond painting. But this probably wasn't the best color because I can't see these as well. But it's pretty interesting. I mean, all they do is they play the video game and then they talk. It's just like a whip and chat, but it's a play and chat. You know, they're just playing a video game. I mean, and talking and like cursing and dying and like making jokes, and yeah, millions of views. Insane. Oh, I wanted to say thank you guys. I did notice, I know I don't talk about numbers a lot. I just don't want to focus. I mean, it's not that I don't see it, but I don't want to like just be like, oh, my numbers. But yeah, I did notice I hit, you know, 3,500 subs. So thank you, everyone, all you new people. I appreciate it. Yeah, I have been slow to release new videos, so thank you for everyone who's been sticking in there and, you know, waiting for my videos. I appreciate you. I already can see that, you know, it's going to get better with the Moogs, because she comes in here quite often now and lays down. And it's just a matter of like wearing her out. It does take a little longer to wear her out. Bob's like, well, you know, she's getting stronger. And the more we exercise her, the more endurance she has, the harder it is to wear her out. And then, of course, as it gets cooler out, you know, she's gonna have more energy because the heat really takes it out of her. And it doesn't seem to be doing that much to her anymore. But everyone who's had a Rottie tells us, you know, you're gonna have a different dog in the winter because they love the cold. So maybe I'll have some fun snow videos to show you guys. She's so funny because, like, she just looks like a teenager to me. You ever see Guardians of the Galaxy? And you know when Groot was a teenager? That's what she reminds me of. She's just like all legs, and she just looks like people can still tell she's a puppy. It's so funny. My daughter and I took her to the park just yesterday, and this guy was walking and he was like, she's beautiful. He's like, how old is she? 6 months, 5 months? And I was like, 5.5 months. He was like right on the money. And he's like, he started laughing. He's like, yeah, I have a Cane Corso. I'm a big dog guy. It was very cool. He knew exactly how old she was. Oh my gosh, that's what I wanted to tell you about. I took her to PetSmart, and there was another Rottie puppy in there. I actually have a little video of them playing, which I'll play for you guys right now. So that puppy is only 12 weeks old. I think the puppy's name is Nyla. And that puppy weighs at 12 weeks old, that puppy weighs 35 pounds, she said. And I looked up the weight chart that I have, that I kept for Moogie. Moogie only weighed 19.6 pounds at 12 weeks. Yeah, so remember how I was saying to you guys, I think she's going to be on the smaller end. Yeah. From the videos that I see, the dogs are always like thicker, like that dog was. And Moogie, you know, is very like, her shoulders are narrow and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I love Moogie's build. You know, I think that she's perfect. You know, and for me, like, I don't need her to be 110, 20 pounds or whatever. She's already so like hard to pick up. I mean, I mean, completely honest, like, she weighs plenty for me. I think she's getting close to 60 pounds now. The last time we weighed her, which was a few days ago, she was 56 pounds. And she's definitely gained weight from that weigh-in. So maybe Bob will weigh her tomorrow. Yeah, but she, yeah, she's growing for sure. And she's been eating, like there was so many times where she won't eat all of her food. But lately, she eats all of her food. Every single meal. All 3 meals. So, but, oh yeah, so this puppy's mom and I, we exchanged numbers. And so, you know, we're gonna get together. She doesn't live far from me. And so we're gonna get the dogs together. And you can see in the video, Moogie like knew she was a puppy. Like she laid down and she let the puppy like crawl on her and stuff. So she was being very gentle with the puppy, which I thought was so cute. She's so smart. She's so smart. So yeah, she might have a Roddy buddy. Which I'm pretty excited about. Well, I think I know that's not it. It's definitely not it, but I can't think of anything else right now. It's like, I need to start making lists of things to remember to tell you guys, because you know, so much crap happens and I hardly get on here anymore. But I think I'm going to end it here. There's no way I can finish this. Maybe I'll pop back on when I'm done just to show you guys the square. Because now I'm in the tree here and it's a lot of confetti. And then we get to do the house. I'm excited about doing the house. I'm also not sure how crazy I am about some of my choices. Like, I don't know if when I zoom in you'll be able to see. Like, I'm never quite sure if I love the crystals. Like, I do have crystals in the trees, but like I'm looking at it now and I really like it. Sometimes maybe it's just when I'm placing them. I don't know. I'm being picky, I guess. I don't know. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and finish the square, and I will show you what it looks like when I'm done. So, I will see you in a few. Guys, I forgot after I finished the square to like video, and I moved on to the second square, so I was like, you know what, let me just finish the second square and then I can show you guys what it looks like. And that's what we have right now. So it's a little pixelated, you know, given the size. It is a 680 by 60. I feel like the house is pixelated, and like those gray ABs were charted. They're not mine, but these blue ones are. And then the yellow ones in here are. So we'll go over what I did and didn't do. But yeah, there it is so far. So I'm gonna move on and, you know, finish this top of the house. It's almost the whole house, because like beyond that is just a little bit of the bottom and steps. But yeah, that's what I have so far. Done 2 squares on the second row. yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, if you wouldn't mind giving me a thumbs up on the way out. If you want to see more from me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the family and friends here at Kimbaskrafts. I would love to have you. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Take care. Keep diamond painting.